Hello. Today I'm going to be walking you through how to connect a Microsoft 365 distribution list to a shared inbox in Front. To get this process started, the first thing you're going to want to do is navigate to your settings by clicking the cog symbol in the top right-hand corner of your screen. Next, you're going to want to make sure that you are in the workspace settings by selecting this tab here, rather than being in your company or personal settings. Next, you can navigate down to channels, and we are going to select the Connect a Channel button here. Since this distribution list is a Microsoft distribution list, we'll hit Microsoft. It'll be an Office 365 Exchange Online connection. And the type of connection is a distribution group. We'll hit Continue. Now we can enter the email address that we are going to be connecting with Front. In this case, the email address is walkthrough@testforfront.com. Great. We'll hit Continue. Next, we're going to choose which inbox to connect this channel to. So when a message is sent to walkthrough at, then route those messages to the DL walkthrough inbox in Front. Save that. Fantastic. So now we can begin the connection process within your Exchange admin portal. So for messages to reach Front that are sent to this distribution list, we're going to ask that you configure this forwarding address as a member within the distribution list. So when a message gets sent to that distribution list, Exchange will then forward the copy to this forwarding address to then cause the message to arrive in Front. So to do this, we'll copy the forwarding address. And now I'm going to navigate over to my Exchange Admin Center. Currently, I'm viewing all the distribution lists that are present in our Exchange environment. In this case, you can see I have the DL walkthrough list with walkthrough@testforfront.com. Now, before we can configure this forwarding address as a member within this distribution list, we need to create the forwarding address as a contact. To do that, I'll go to Contacts, add a mail contact. We're going to configure display name, so we'll do DL walkthrough video, DL walkthrough for the alias. And then I'll copy the forwarding address right here. Click next, next. And our contact is successfully created. So now we can add this contact as a member to the group. So I'll go back to groups here, navigate again to the distribution list. We'll go to the DL walkthrough distribution list. We'll go to members, view and manage members. We're going to add a member, and this will be the DL walkthrough. Here, this is the contact we just created. We are going to add this contact. Fantastic. We'll close that down. And the member is now correctly configured for that forwarding address. I'm going to navigate now back to Front and then test the connection to make sure that the connection is set up properly. So what Front is going to do is just send a test email to the distribution list and check if that gets forwarded to Front. So I'll hit test connection. Great. So now you can see we've gone over from step 1 to step 2. So we've confirmed that emails are arriving in Front. The forwarding address from the Microsoft 365 distribution list has been set up correctly with Front. The next step we're going to do is set up the SMTP connection so that when we are sending messages from Front, those messages continue to go through your Microsoft 365 servers so you can retain a copy of those sent messages. The first thing we need to do is set up some delegation for that distribution list. So again, I'm going to navigate back to my Exchange Admin Center. I'm still viewing that same distribution list, which is the walkthrough@testforfront.com. Next, I'll go over to the settings of this distribution list. and then select Edit Manage Delegates. Now, for the delegate, what I'm going to do is add a specific user as the delegate of this distribution list. What you can also do is have an IT account or an IT license as this delegate to just keep a catch-all account for the authorization as opposed to having just a single user. But for this purpose, I'm just going to add myself as a delegate. I'm going to give myself all permissions here and save those changes. Perfect. We get a confirmation that I am now a delegate of this distribution list. Now that that's been set up in Exchange, we're going to navigate back over to Front and these settings here. To then authorize this connection between Office 365 and Front, then we're going to enter some custom SMTP credentials. You can leave the host and port as is, that information is all correct, that our system populates. Next, I'm going to input my login information since I am now the delegate of this distribution list. So I will copy in my email address and my password. And again, we'll hit test connection. Fantastic. Now we get the success banner saying that our channel is now successfully connected with Front. You can now begin. Now, it's also important to note that the second steps we took to set up the custom SMTP settings are not going to be necessary to complete. Those steps are only needed if your team would prefer to send the messages with your own servers. Rather, if you did not set up the custom SMTP settings, our system will utilize SendGrid to send the messages on your team's behalf. Either way, whether you chose to set up custom SMTP or not, you are now set up with your distribution list in Front to begin sending and receiving messages from your shared inbox. Thank you so much.